Greetings, peace, and blessings to you, your family, and loved ones. My name is Nana Bakai, and I want to talk to you about the coming new year. So it seems we have glided into what is being called the new year. Isn't that interesting that we are in the dead of winter and calling it a new year? So let's look at how we all got bamboozled into celebrating the new year on one of the most ungodly cold days of the year in the Northern Hemisphere, January 1. I don't know about you, but seriously, trumping around in scant clothing on a cold winter day in parade regalia is a bit out of the bio-rhythmic cycle. Poor bones and freezing toes and fingers, but the party and the parade must go on. After all, it's New Year's Day. Have a beer and toast the winners and sports parties. But check this out. It turns out that Janus is the culprit behind all this. And who is Janus? In ancient Rome, religion and mythology, Janus is the god of beginnings and transition, also of gates, doors, doorways, endings, and time. He is usually two-faced god since he looks to the future and the past. The Romans dedicate the month of January to Janus. His most apparent remnant in modern culture is his namesake, the month of January. Well, it looks like us humans just can't escape being pagans. It's just embedded in our DNA. But I was just thinking about how a date change in the calendar has the primary focus of changing everything that went before it. Yet, in essence, no matter how many New Years we experience, we come to the next day with no real paradigm shift at all. In fact, we may be trying to remember what we did the day before as we sober up, but other than that, we don't feel that great shift like we may have felt when something really momentous happened. For example, say the day after September 11, 2001, or October 7, 2023, or Pearl Harbor, or the Sandy Hook school shooting, or maybe the day a loved one died or left us high and dry, or the day we realized that what we once firmly believed was a total lie, or the day after a car crash from which we barely survived. Even when we celebrate our birthday, for some strange reason, we don't feel a year older. These and other momentous events sort of stand out in our minds, so much to the point we can remember where we were and what we were doing when it happened. It's so interesting how changing of the calendar date from one year to the next doesn't seem to have as a profound of a shift in our consciousness as those momentous events that actually have an overt and covert impact on our whole physical and mental ecosystem. Yet, every year we trot into the next calendar year as if it's supposed to mark a paradigm shift in how we view our world and how we intend to engage with it moving forward. We ritualistically pull out our list of resolutions, many of them spillovers from last year, and make a firm commitment to ourselves that this time we are really going to do it. Instead, what happens for many of us is the stark reality that nothing actually shifted our paradigm at all. In fact, many of us may find ourselves deeper in debt after several holiday weeks of being generous. Let us not forget all the messages via text and email from folks who want to cash in on the season of giving. Some of these folks we haven't heard from all year, and in some cases, 4 years. Yet every one of them want a piece of the pie, a pie that is so slim that we actually have to borrow from another pie to fill the orders. or requests. We actually missed the real New Year up here in the Northern Hemisphere, which is marked by the winter solstice that happened on December 21st. It was the day with the shortest daylight hours, so the day after would be the beginning of the longer daylight hours. Of course, that only applies in the Northern Hemisphere because in the Southern Hemisphere they are having a summer solstice with longer daylight hours. But I digress. Christmas, with all that white snow and reindeers, is more of a festival for folks experiencing a cold season for the most part. Nevertheless, some 11 days later, we chart a calendar year with all the trappings of festivities, fireworks, parties, and kisses under the mistletoe. But did anything of note really change? Or are we trotting into this so-called new year with the baggage from the old year? Of course we are. Change takes time, and no calendar day marking one year to the next will make that happen. January 1, 2012 was a classic example of that. What ended? What changed? What momentous event took place on that day? Many of us were focused on the year 2012 as a harbinger of a great shift, but did we feel it on January 1, 2012? A few days ago, I received a Substack newsletter from someone who offered some key questions for reflection that I think are worth sharing with you. Jot them down and truthfully ask these questions of yourself. Keep them handy as you move through this coming year. It begins by stating, the secret you shouldn't ignore before 2024 slips away. 1. What habits either pushed you forward or kept you stuck in 2024? 2. What was your most brutal moment in 2024 and what did it teach you? 3. What did you desperately want to accomplish but never made time for? 4. Has your idea of success shifted in the past 12 months? And 5. What word sums up your 2024? Next it states, the power of reflection, your path to clarity. 1. What habits or behaviors served you this year and which ones led you down the wrong path? 2. What was the most challenging moment of 2024? What did you learn from it? 3. What did you want to do but never had the time for? 4. Has your definition of success evolved this year? And 5. What's your theme word for 2025? And how will it shape the person you are becoming? Continuing, and with just a little bit about me. For your information, I am a metaphysician, psychic medium. I use the ancient Chinese oracle system called the I Ching, also known as the Yi Ching or Book of Changes. It is somewhat similar to the tarot. I have been consulting and studying the I Ching since 1982. I have done thousands of readings for myself and my clients from all over the world. I have a unique style where I adapt the hexagram reading to the situation we are focused on. That is, if we are talking about your physical health, then I will adapt the reading to apply to your health. This application methodology will vary if we are talking about a career choice. After many years of studying the I Ching, I've noticed it is not a yes or no oracle system, but one that contains many nuances. I engage with the I Ching for the purpose of receiving answers that are easy to understand. The I Ching prefers explaining in a narrative format, so I approach the I Ching with this in mind. I connect the readings, develop a narrative so as to help you understand the relationship between the different hexagrams rather than using an isolated method. As an intuitive, I'm able to apply other pertinent insight that apply to your specific situation. Couple that with my mental health practice for the past 4 decades, and you get a full package deal. So let's talk about the 2025 to 2026 yearly focus reading. I strongly encourage you to consider getting this reading. It will help you to prepare for the work that will be awaiting you. You will gain much insight into how you have progressed from the past year, and it will give you invaluable tools for shoring up the work you need to do during the days of the coming year. I have found the I Ching Oracle system to be the most incorruptible oracle system because it focused primarily on character building. The main topics we cover in this reading are the overall focus for the year, finances, interpersonal relationships, family relationships, educational goals, career goals, business goals, mental, emotional, and spiritual health. And if there's time, any other pertinent question that you may have. This reading lasts about 1.5 hours. It is strictly confidential and is done virtually via the Zoom app. It is recorded with your consent, however, after which a copy of the recording will be sent to you so you can refer to it throughout the year. We can also schedule a follow-up meeting if you need further clarity. This reading is not a preset or fortune-telling tool. It will advise you on how you should move forward, and it relates to the topics mentioned above, and it will guide you on how you can be the most effective in dealing with the various scenarios outlined in each topic. In doing so, it may appear as if it's telling you the future. However, it is actually reading the energetic frequency that is currently around you. And that is certainly what you are taking into the so-called New Year. Here are some brief instructions for scheduling a reading with me. Please send me an email at metaphysicalnana@gmail.com to set up an appointment. I ask for a love offering of $100 for all new clients and $75 for returning clients. If you are a new client and you refer someone else to get this reading or any other reading from me, after they get this reading, I will give you a refund for $25. Your love offering can be sent via PayPal, Cash App, Zelle, or Venmo. I ask that you send your offering 48 hours before we meet to seal the date and time. I also ask if you must cancel that you give me a 24-hour notice, or unfortunately, you will forfeit your payment. Please be on time, as I will only wait 15 minutes for you to join the meeting. I also offer other readings as well. One of my strongest suggestions for a reading is the life path reading, but I also offer readings on any other topic. Keep in mind that the I Ching offers advice by painting a picture of the energetic frequency that surrounds you at the time of the reading. It will lay it out and let you come to your own decision. There are no good or bad readings. They are simply situations and scenarios that are part of your experience. It is up to you to make the best of them. If you are not able to set up an appointment before January 1st, 2025, no worries. It can be done at any time throughout the year. In fact, your personal New Year happens on your birthday. I have found that getting this reading on your birthday is very impactful. So remember, preparing for the new year starts long before the actual new year arrives. It takes diligent focus and determination on everyone's part to be the change we want to see in the world. I am available also for mental health and spiritual counseling, psychic readings, dream interpretation, dream workshops, and also I Ching workshops. So just contact me by sending me an email to metaphysicalnana@gmail.com. Remember, we are the ones we've been waiting for. In the description below, I will leave some helpful links to assist you in becoming the best version of yourself. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. And thank you so much for signing up for your yearly focus reading. I want to wish you peace and blessings to you, your family, and loved ones.